teenage joyriders.
Get here now! Get here! Here, towards me now!
And lead a county lines drugs crackdown.
Get out! Open the door! Open the door!
We had a Mercedes O-Class matching that description. Make off from Oakhurst earlier. No number plate on the front.
And a Tango Sierra 3, I'm junction 28 area at the moment monitoring.
16 miles north of Derby, traffic cop Adam Shipley is halfway through a night shift.
Yeah, second time this evening, a silver Mercedes Jeep, no number plates on it. It's made off from local officers just around this area a few minutes ago, and we're just getting everybody into the area just to see if we can spot it again. There's plenty of police cars out and about. Finding it and stopping it are very different now. Driving at speed, it's a big heavy vehicle. We don't want to be putting ourselves in a position where we're going to get cars and us damaged and injured. Preferred option would be preemptive sting on it before we look at any boxing tactics.
I've just had a sighting of that vehicle. Station Road going opposite direction.
Nearby, another unit spots the suspect car.
I've come back round. I've lost sight of it.
Yeah, en route.
Sunday 61, close across towards Chesterfield, 4x4, silver, blacked out rear windows.
Control alerts all officers in the area, including Nick Lovett and the road crime team.
What we have noticed over the last few weeks, there is quite an increase across certain areas of the county in nighttime offending.
It was going back up to St Lawrence Road. I've come all the way back to St Lawrence Road. There's no sight of it. It must have turned off.
Moments later, road crime cop Mark Scott closes in on the car.
It is a failed to stop. The vehicle's not reacting to the blue lights or sirens.
As soon as you get a failed to stop, automatically adrenaline starts to pump. We join the police to catch bad guys, but you've also got to think of the consequences if something tragically does happen.
I appreciate the roads are probably pretty wet. Can you just give me an idea of how bad conditions are up there?
At Force HQ, Control assesses the risk of chasing the getaway car.
The roads are wet, it's drizzling at the moment, and there's no other vehicles on the road basically. Traffic flow very, very light.
So many thanks.
I am at Higham. I'll try and find a stinger location.
So left, signposted Morton. Lancashire 6, stay where you are. They're going to be coming towards you.
We'll look at getting it stung, like setting up like a preemptive sting on the vehicle to get the tyres to sting it.
Oh, yes.
Right. Vehicle's wrong side of the road. Really free.
Just trying to find a place where I can get a stinger out.
It's not on that country road in the general direction of West Houses. Just passing under the railway bridge. Shippers, where's your stinger location, mate?
Park Mill Drive, mate. Park Mill Drive.
With the pursuit heading towards Adam, he prepares the stinger.
Just across the road, it's a right. It's away from you, shippers.
The car has turned away from Adam in the opposite direction.
It's typical. He's literally just trying to think where he's going to go and trying to preempt where he goes.
Nearby, Nick catches up with Mark.
There he is. The one thing that pursuits have got in common, whether that be because they're involved in drug supply, or whether they've just been involved in an armed robbery, or whether they've got no driving licence. One thing that they all have got in common is we don't want them, but be under no illusion. If you force us into a pursuit, we will not let you just drive away.
From Sarah 2, is there any tactic in mind for this vehicle at the moment? I don't think you've got Amber Valley units set up with a Stinger. He seems to want to head back in that direction. We have turned right, new lane.
There are now 4 cars in the surrounding area closing in.
We're now entering Hilltip. The area remains slow.
Temporary traffic lights on red, straight through them. The arrow 8 lines below, you see no oncoming vehicles.
Is this a dead end?
Keep going up, there's another entrance.
He turns onto a road that is a really long horseshoe and comes back out onto the main road with no other escape route. We're going to try and sting it as it comes back out.
Highview Road, industrial estate.
Where's the entrance?
I peel off, continue up the main road and try and set up a stinger.
Speed 60, we are approaching that second top entrance. Try and get Stinger out, mate, he's going to come out that entrance hopefully.
Oh, you bastard!
We swerved to miss the Stinger, we were right.
The mouth of the junction's quite wide. Instead of throwing the stinger out, which is what I would normally do, I had to try and lay it out on the road, and unfortunately it was seen by the driver.
Second roundabout. It's not one, but one. It's coming back towards you, Nick. Not two. Taking a third to third.
Dead end here, dead end. And if someone can get towards Carter Lane West, we're going to take the footbridge back towards Carter Lane West.
Three suspects flee from the car.
Whether that's intentional for them to run or they just went down and didn't know, who knows. Their want to get away is so great. Into woods, it's dark, it's pitch black, I don't know the area.
Hey, you alright? Get out!
Coming up,
Can somebody come to me? I need some help.
while Nick closes in on the runaways,
Dog's about a minute out, and helicopters travelling as well.
the hunt is on for more suspects.
Get here!
And Nick and the road crime team
No pedestrian activity at the moment.
crack down on county lines drug dealing.
Get out! Open the door!
Dead end here, dead end.
11 miles south of Chesterfield, after a 12-minute chase with a stolen car. Derbyshire's road crime team is hunting down a gang of teenage runaways.
Get out! Can somebody come to me? I need some help to get this lad over the fence.
Road crime cop Nick Lovett arrests one of the runners, but there are still others hiding out.
From Victor 2, have we got a dog? To Carter Lane West, please. Hey, pal, you right?
Close by, another suspect is arrested. But one lad is still missing, and traffic cop Adam Shipley joins the search.
Our main priority is to sort of get some sort of containment on. Dog's about a minute out, and helicopters travelling as well. His adrenaline will be going, he's just driven in a pursuit with the police, he's now ran off. So it's a case of just sort of staying calm, keeping communication with each other, and wait for helicopter or dog to arrive to start tracking.
What do you mean?
What's wrong?
One that's run off.
I don't know that one.
Well, come on, don't give me that, mate.
Honest to God, I'm being serviced, I don't know that one. I've only met him tonight.
Well, dog will be able to smell him out, won't it? Yeah. It tasted some fresh meat, I think, tonight.
With one more suspect on the run, the cops send a dog in.
Police for the dog!
Get out here now! Get here! Just don't get too close.
We work very, very closely with our dog units. We get runners there, dogs can track runners from cars over open land, They can do a lot for us.
You've walked this far, you can walk back, yeah? Yeah.
Have you got it? I'll go and get it. Get here now! Get here! Here, towards me now! Towards me! Towards me! I ain't gonna bite you, that thing is!
Mate, arms out to front for us, pal.
I don't know that, do I? Until I've searched.
Leave this, please.
I'm more bothered about weapons and things that are gonna hurt me. Right, onto your side. Onto your thingies. Right, let's lift you up, guys. 1, 2, 3, up. Right, have you got anything on you that can hurt me or my colleague? Are you sure?
We've got everybody. Dog went in, started yapping, started shouting, and he just put his hand up and said, I'm over here. Said he's 15-year-old. Other one's 16 apparently. I don't know what they're up to. So, you know, time's it now, 1:30. They're up to no good. Probably out thieving, to be honest. It's best as luck could hope for. One of them's driving. So, you know, got to interview and find out who the driver is. Because the driver's going to have a lot of questions to answer for how he's driving tonight.
Don't ring my mum.
No. How old are you? 15. You can do that when you get in custody, but you're not doing it at the moment in time. She'll be in bed by now, shouldn't she, at 15? She'll be in bed, not in nicked cars.
I am quite shocked. Obviously, we didn't know. We don't know the ages. We don't know who it is. So to actually come back to the car and find a young kid sitting in the back of the car is somewhat alarming.
Collided slightly with that car that's parked here. See, yeah, no plates on it at all. Quick look in the back of it. The number plates are on the back seats. It's actually got a space saver on it as well. Temporary tyre. That's like the spare wheel. Held on by three out of 5 bolts. So we're getting that recovered now and then drive and get a brew, I think.
But before he leaves, Adam searches inside the car.
Just shut the window up, stopping the rain getting in. There's a knife, looks like a dagger almost actually, on the front passenger seat there. Big scaffolding poles, a knife, like a kitchen knife, a big knife, and it's like a tyre brace in the back as well.
The potential harm they could cause with those items is massive. So to get them detained, to get them items off the street and get that vehicle back is a huge bonus for us.
Nasty. Tooled up.
The vehicle is recovered and then it is reported stolen in the morning.
15-year-old in a stolen motor, driven in that manner at this time in the morning is hideous, and it is happening quite a lot, and kids even younger than that are getting themselves involved in this kind of criminality. Well, it doesn't bode well for his future if he continues on this course of criminality that we believe he's involved in. 15, should be tucked up in bed, shouldn't he? Ready to go to school tomorrow.
When they're not pursuing teenage suspects, the road crime team's focus is the war on drugs.
I think you're fine, so please go.
After a recent surge in drug supply across Derbyshire,
Stay there, stay there.
Nick Lovett and Sergeant Remy Hopkins are in an unmarked car at the start of an operation targeting County Lines drug dealing.
There's a range of vehicles for us to look at which had drugs connections and that were transporting the drugs from out of county, then distributed around Chesterfield.
We've had a sight in the vehicle. On the off chance, is it worth trying McDonald's car park?
Approaching Chesterfield, the car triggers police cameras.
It's a nice Merc. I like a grey-blue type thing.
Criminals now are using a range of vehicles. They can be anything from little mundane cars to quite high performance vehicles, so there's no guessing on what county lines drug dealers will use.
There.
Contact.
It's going to be Derby Road.
Positioned for the second, Derby Road, which it is. It's the second.
NA receiving Oscar Romeo Victor 5. Yeah, we're not behind it, but we've had a sighting of it, Hornsbridge onto Derby Road. I can't tell you how many occupants there is. The windows are heavily tinted, so the ID of the driver is unknown. Yeah, I can't see unless he's gone around the back of the building. Gone up there. There, it's Derby Road.
It's Derby Road. It's just going around the near side bend towards Tesco.
As Remy and Nick keep track of the car, nearby, 4 other units, including teammates Dave Bull and Ant Horsley, join the pursuit.
Keep getting intermittent sightings of the vehicle. I'll let you know when we are directly behind it.
Well, I'll go straight on if you want to get right.
Yeah, it's there.
It's continued. No deviation, Derby Road.
Sure it is. The vehicle's continued A61 and is now approaching the traffic light control junction and to left, Storforth Lane. We are in a high performance unmarked vehicle pursuit management train. We are waiting for other units to be with us. There.
They're watching within his mirrors, mate. Yes. Yeah.
With Nick and Remy preparing to strike,
Yeah, stand by. We're going to look at putting a strike on the vehicle.
the rest of the team is ready to surround the vehicle from behind.
Yeah, go. Get out! Open the door!
Open your hands up, mate. Yeah.
Some drugs in door panel there, mate.
Okay, mate, yeah, I can see him. Numerous lots of Class A can be locked up. Load of money in this pocket. Yeah.
A lot of it's shock and awe, and it stops them being able to think logically and do things that they would normally do, like throw drugs out the window, start eating SIM cards, all things like we've seen before, snapping phones, all sorts.
Mate, one of my colleagues here just been searching your pocket. You've obviously had bits of tourists who've got some drugs. Are you alright, mate? Yeah, it's just a bit around. Yeah, we'll sort that out when we get to the police station. Come with me then.
With the suspect on his way to custody, Nick's discovered more suspicious items.
We found a quantity of cash, phones and a cling film ball full of what we believe to be Class A. We're just now going to clear the road. We've got the keys, haven't we?
When we do any kind of stop, what we want to do is maximise the possibilities of obtaining everything evidentially that we require. Not only what they carry illegal drugs-wise or cash-wise, it's other things that prove their involvement in supply.
At the police station, Nick examines the evidence further.
There's quite a few in there. Inside the cling film ball is individual deals. They appear to be white at the moment in time, but there might be some brown in there as well. So it might be a mixture of cocaine and heroin. To get that back is a good result. That's been ringing non-stop. Fun of that.
A big part of that investigation will be attributing phones to people. We then will look at them, and often they can hold a wealth of information that we require, and that assists us in bringing that successful prosecution against that person. It also may give us information beyond that person, so they are key for us.
Recovered from the vehicle, we've got 2 phones. That's not ringing, so we expect that to be his own clean personal phone. And then we've got a black Nokia that's been really active since the time we stopped him. It's just been ringing constantly. What we suspect that to be is the dirty phone, the burner phone, which will be used to conduct his drug dealing activity.
Coming up,
I'm going to have to go. Paulie's got contact.
Nick and Remy are called straight back into action.
Straight on.
Johnny bypass.
As police cameras identify another car on the operations hit list.
Get out! Get out!
Towards you, going towards you.
And a county line suspect tries to force his way out of trouble.
He's got his hand up his arse, hand up his arse. I'm gonna have to go. Bully's got contact.
Coming to you, mate. See how many's in it?
In Chesterfield, Derbyshire's road crime officers Nick Lovett and Remy Hopkins are part of an operation targeting County Line's drug dealing.
Straight on. Johnny bypass.
Police cameras have identified a car linked to the operation's hit list. Colleague Dave Bull is already tailing the suspect.
Who's with it? Just Bull.
Yeah.
OCG, just for information, we've got a car behind it. It's just travelling towards Ronnie Town Centre now.
Yeah, cheers, Nick. I just see your read.
We're just making ground from Chesney Nick.
We do need to get that vehicle stopped as quickly as we can. The longer that a subject vehicle is being followed, the more chance that they have got of noticing that the same vehicle's behind them for a length of time and then becoming curious as to why. And once they do that, we're then possibly into the risk of a pursuit.
Go straight up, Johnny bypass. Yeah, Johnny bypass. And then come off here. You should be coming towards us.
Official plans, yeah, other top two vehicles
Get on my side, mate.
to reinforce stop.
As Dave updates control, Nick and Remy are trying to get ahead of the suspect car.
When we get through here, mate, we'll knock them off. Still coming our way.
Pass through the temporary roadworks.
Yeah, you've got Romeo Victor 5 and Romeo Sierra 1 coming towards you from Unstone. Received.
Yeah, received.
I want to get as far up that road as I can before I think we're in danger of passing, and then to turn off the road and watch the vehicle come past us.
We're just ahead and waiting.
Oscar Romeo Victor 4, confirm vehicle start.
There you go.
Yeah, received.
Clear, mate. We're directly behind you.
Nick and Remy fall in behind Dave and prepare to stop the car.
There should be an opportunity at these lights coming up.
Yeah. Mate, if you just cut his front corner off, I'll get right up
Yeah, I
behind
think
him.
that's the best bet, 5-3.
Get out! Get out! Open the window! Open the door! Open the door! I'm out. Okay, listen to me. You're now being detained under Section 23 of the Mischief Drugs Act for the purpose of the search. There's information linking this vehicle to supply controlled drugs. Is there any drugs in this car? Any drugs on you? You'll be strip searched. There is some on you.
Someone come out this window.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see it, mate. As we've been behind it, waiting for the lights to change, the front passenger has been seen to open his window and just started to spit something out, so I'm just trying to see what it was. There's nothing in there.
The drain may be empty, but Nick has spotted something suspicious behind the passenger's seat.
Oh, okay. You're now under arrest. Okay. On possession of intent to supply Class A controlled drugs, given the fact that behind you is quite a big chunk of drugs.
With dealer quantities of drugs found, the team confiscate the suspect's phone.
You're not giving me the thing, why not?
He's got my girlfriend's stuff in that.
That is the same bullshit we hear day in, day out. It's got pictures of me on, it's got pictures of me on. It's crap. At the end of the day, mate, it's got drug dealing messages on, and you know it, I know it, everybody knows it, and that's why you won't give you a pin. So stop playing silly beggars.
The lengths that criminal networks will go through to protect those devices. It's a never-ending cycle. Once they believe one line or one phone number is compromised, it will just revert onto another.
We don't think he's thrown something, do we? We think he's spat, haven't we? Come on then, mate. Jump out for me. In fact, them keys that are right by your feet, who's them? Yours? Not yours? There's nothing of yours in this car, is it? It's amazing. Right, just stand there for me. Anything on you shouldn't have. Nothing in your pockets that's going to hurt me when I search you. Okay, because I get really, really fed up if I get hurt after I've asked you. Are they your house keys? So you don't have a house? Oh, bollocks. Oh, you're full of it.
It really helps though, start telling the truth.
Want to make sit in? Take a seat. It's quite a large cling film ball, and in there there's individual wraps of what we believe to be Class A, probably cocaine or crack cocaine. It's quite a substantial amount, so they've been arrested for possession with intent to supply.
As well as the young passenger, the 61-year-old driver will also face questioning in custody.
Did he reverse into our car?
He did.
Did you reverse into our car?
What the hell going on?
No, you know exactly what was going off, boyo, didn't you? You knew exactly what was going off and you were going to try and do one.
Criminal damage to police vehicle, that.
They probably don't know that much about each other apart from what they're involved in. They're just put together possibly by whoever's next up the chain of command. You know, you go with him and take this from A to B, and it puts all manner of people together that you wouldn't necessarily put together in normal walks of life.
Your day's not going well, is it? No, you've damaged our car.
We deal with quite a broad range of dealers.
In here, please. Start lathering your hands with hand gel. It's a service we provide here, you know.
From people that are carrying multi-kilos of Class A drugs, all the way down to the street dealers where it is already cut and it is now in individual wraps for that person to deal.
Are you dependent on any drugs or alcohol?
Cocaine.
Crack cocaine?
Yes, and I have some heroin on there.
When did you last use either of those things?
Yesterday.
The way that people get absorbed into that kind of way of life is quite disturbing because they need more and more, and they have such a habit that then get these kind of drugs on tick. Do not put your hands anywhere near your mouth or your pockets or anything like that. I'll have to make the assumption that you're trying to secrete something or swallow something where they don't pay for it at the time they owe. Then all of a sudden that debt becomes, right, you work for me now. And what choice do they have? They've gone from a user to actually now a dealer because they've now got to take drugs from A to B, or they've got to go and sell it on the street to pay off their debt.
With more than 1,000 gangs linked to county lines across the UK, the road crime team are a vital part of Derbyshire's war on drugs.
If there are any traffic mobiles in the area, knows if there isn't. It's a black Seat Leon that we're looking for.
After a successful operation in Chesterfield, the team is back on duty, and PC at Horsley is leading the search for yet another county line suspect.
It's for drugs, mate. Somebody suspected of bringing drugs into Long Eaton from Nottingham. Thanks, mate. You could say 75% potentially could be dealers that are coming from out the Force County area. You always find that the drug dealers that we're stopping and arresting within a small town, 9 times out of 10 are from a bigger city. So they're obviously of the opinion that if they're travelling out of that city into these small towns, they can get away with anything. We're looking for a black Seat Leon. The information we've got is that he's dealing heroin and crack cocaine, which is a Class A drug. We're just sort of sorting out our plan now, or the likely route it'll take, and the best way of stopping it.
Using a combination of intelligence and police cameras, Ant and the rest of the team are travelling towards the outskirts of Nottingham.
We need enough resources as far as we're concerned to actually do the stop safely and make sure we can get the car stopped and him detained. Yeah, cheers, mate.
And we could see that on a daily basis, sort of 3-4 times a day, the vehicle was travelling in and around the town centre itself. We'll look at what roads that he might be using, so the possible route that he could take. We had 3 unmarked cars and 1 marked car, which we use as part of our tactics.
Ant parks up, hidden away from the route the suspect is believed to take. All he can do now is sit and wait.
This is us. This could come in about 2 minutes, or it could come in about 5 hours. Hopefully not the latter. Because you've literally got to be, you know, watching every single car that comes past you. If that goes on for like a couple of hours, it can be tough. Just for information, the vehicle that we are looking for is hitting ANPR in and around Nottingham area. It might come this way, it might not. Could be coming soon. Well, when I say soon, it'd probably like to be 15 minutes. What's this? Oh, that's what's going on.
I think you've got to be a determined person to do this job. You know, there's times when you're looking into certain criminals, you know, you can spend hours waiting for a vehicle or hours looking into crime patterns, and unless you keep going and you keep getting out there and you keep stopping these cars, you know, you won't get a good result.
Hello? We've just had some information this male might be using another vehicle that's registered to his brother. Can I just pass you those details as well?
Okay.
So it's either the first one or this one comes from Nottingham into Long Eaton. We'll be looking at putting a stop on it. So we've now got to be looking out for 2 cars. So our job now gets even harder. They're both black Seat Leons. So they must be like family car to buy, mate, to deal drugs in.
But after a 4-hour wait,
It's the stand down for now for you.
with no sign of the 2 Seat Leons, the team is instructed to return to base.
So no show for today, but we are going to deploy on it again another day. We will get him. Hopefully find him.
Very disappointing and frustrating, really, because you want to get the vehicle, you want to catch these people, and ultimately, if they are out there dealing drugs, then we want to get them arrested.
One week later, armed with more intel about the movements of the Nottinghamshire suspects,
Yeah, Steve, mate.
with the team positioned across the area, Ant and Dave are waiting for a sighting.
We'll play the long game with these sort of investigations and the people we were looking at that we suspect are dealing drugs. If it doesn't come on a day or perhaps 2 days, we won't give up.
I think it's going to be us who sees it first.
Yeah. Possible. Yeah, we've got it. Going towards you.
Immediately, the officers move in to block the suspects, boxing it in from the front and behind.
He's got his hand up his arse,
Desperate to avoid arrest, the driver tries to ram his way out. Coming up, officers are forced to smash their way into the car.
If he is trying to dispose of drugs, we need to get him under control and arrested as soon as we possibly can.
And suspecting he's trying to hide something,
He's had his hands definitely down his pants. No, I didn't. Yes, you did.
the driver is taken into custody.
Going to do a full strip search. Do you understand?
In Derbyshire, road crime team officers Ant Horsley and Dave Bull are on an operation targeting county lines drug suspects.
Yes. Possible. Yeah, we've got it.
With a sighting, the team move in to stop the suspect's car.
Going towards you.
surrounding it from the front.
He's got his hand up his arse,
And behind. But the driver tries to ram his way out. Believing the driver is trying to hide some drugs, Ant and the team need to arrest him fast.
If he is trying to dispose of drugs, we need to get him under control and arrested as soon as we possibly can.
Get your hand behind your back. Gonna set you up, alright? Yeah. We'll roll you over, and then set you up. Why are you doing that to my car, lad? You didn't open the door. What are you doing to my car, man? What happened? You just rammed our cars, mate. We've got blue lights on and you've rammed it. Yes. Burst into it. You burst into it. You burst into it. Do not resist. Right? It's alright, it's cool.
He's had his hands definitely down his pants.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
How do I put my hand down my child if I was driving, reversing to you?
It's more common that people might think they'll keep drugs up the backside.
As well as the driver, there's also a female passenger detained by the officers.
We need to make sure that he's not passed her any drugs or any weapons or any phones.
It's ready, mate, it's ready.
Both suspects now face strip searches at the police station.
Do you want to jump in this one with me? Blue lights, brother. Blue lights. You're not listening, are you? You need to look in your mirrors before you reverse.
Look at my mirror. Ram me, sit down. We'll talk about it in a minute. Look at my mirror. Ollie.
You going, buddy?
Right.
Charlie, just grab a key from here, mate. Are they your house keys, is it?
My house keys are in there. That's my car keys.
Right, I want this as well.
Why? That's
let go of the key. You're detained at the minute under it.
For what?
You're detained under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act.
I haven't done anything.
Whilst the rest of the team take the suspects away, Remy and Mark inspect the damage to the police car.
Let's reverse this back slightly, mate. Let's have a look at it.
So he's been detained at the minute for a search under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act, but at the bare minimum he'll be coming in for a dangerous drive, fail to stop, and criminal damage.
Despite the successful arrests, Remy is injured.
I had to dive in the car to get him to stop the engine. I've not had a chance to get the handcuffs on him as I've got in the vehicle. I've literally just had to grab his hands. So I've not been able to get the door open. It would have meant letting his hands go. He's clearly seen the blue lights in front of him and then reversed into us at some speed.
Whilst the other officers check the car,
Sit down there. Right.
Ant and Dave are inside the station dealing with the driver.
We need to search you, and we have to do it by strip search, alright? Have you got any drugs on you?
No!
I've clearly seen him putting his hands down his pants, so you really have to believe in what you've seen and stick to your guns.
I suspect that you've got drugs on you, or there's drugs in your car. Due to the actions you've just done, as in reversing and trying to get away from us, and at the same time appearing to me to put something down your trousers, we're going to do a full strip search. Do you understand?
Thankfully on this occasion I backed myself and it was the right thing to do. Several wraps of Class A drugs, heroin and crack cocaine were found.
With powers to search an address linked to the driver.
Let's tell you what, let me lift it further up.
Officers find further quantities of crack cocaine and heroin, resulting in the driver and his brother being charged with conspiracy to supply Class A drugs.
The information we had that this suspect had been dealing on a regular basis on our patch, and been doing this for quite a while. So the investigation we did, the actions we took by arresting him and then finding the drugs, takes him out of the scene and he's no longer able to deal drugs.
The man's girlfriend is also under investigation due to her links to the two suspects. With 3 million people taking drugs across England and Wales every year, the illegal drugs market is worth an estimated £9.4 billion. But with drug deaths reaching an all-time high, the effects of drugs are ever present.
It's just a battle that we have to keep fighting, because it does bring misery to people. Genuinely does take lives, but then we see the impact on other people, your burglaries, your property thefts, even down to your shop thefts, because everybody's got to feed the habit. The associated crime really does have an impact, a massive impact on hard-working, decent people. Insurance goes up because of that car getting stolen. House insurance goes up because their house getting burgled. Gun crime, gang-related crime in relation to drug turf, drug debts. The circle's massive, and you've got drugs right in the middle of it.
In this episode,
Dead end here, dead end.
the 3 teenage joyriders caught running away from a stolen car have all been released under investigation whilst the police further their inquiries.
1, 2, 3, up.
Yeah, go.
Get out! Open the door! Open the door!
The Mercedes driver, whose car windows had to be smashed, was arrested for disqualified driving, no insurance, and possession of cannabis. He's been released under investigation whilst police await the results of phone and drug analysis.
You're now under arrest, given the fact that behind you is quite a big chunk of drugs.
The 2 men caught with suspicious wraps in the back of their car have both been released under investigation pending drug analysis. The drugs are thought to have an estimated value of around £2,000.
He's got his hand up his arse,
And the County Lines drug suspect in the black Seat Leon, who tried to ram his way out of an arrest, has been remanded in custody on suspicion of possession with intent to supply crack cocaine and cannabis and dangerous driving.